In a time where money is tighter than ever, schemes to make extra cash are on the rise.
Yeah, some savvy car owners have turned to rental apps such as Turo, Hire Car and Karshare with a K to earn as much as an extra £400 a month.
But just how easy is it to rent out your car? From finding the right app to insurance deals, Andy Hibbert, CEO and founder of Karshare, tells us how the process can work. Good morning to you, Andy. So talk us through, if I've got a car sat outside my house, I want a few extra bob, how do I do it?
Very simply, hopefully you'd go to Karshare, download the Karshare app. What we do is we put a piece of technology in your car, a little black box. That enables your car then to be rented by renters without you being there using the key. So we use keyless technology to enable your car to be shared effortlessly to other people nearby.
Sorry, I don't understand that. You're going to have to rewind. We've been very simple this morning. Sorry, how do you get access to people's cars without the keys?
So we put a little black box in your car.
Right.
We use your spare key to enable that box to be a receptor. Okay. So that's in your car. We then put a digital key on the renter's phone, so when they come next to your car, Bluetooth connects this phone.
It triggers the fob, opens it from inside.
Wow, OK, that sounds really clever, but it also sounds like a dream for the gazillions of car thieves that seem to patrol around my neighbourhood. I live in a terrace, and 3 out of the 4 houses on my terrace have all had their cars nicked, some of them repeatedly. It's a really big problem in London. Could this be a problem from that perspective?
Not at all. So the box in the car is disabled completely. So we put a digital key on that car during the rental, which is fully encrypted. And the only way to get that encryption to match is through this key here. So when the car is close to the phone, they connect through Bluetooth, they do a little handshake, they enable themselves to be accessed. Furthermore, when the car, before it's opened, we use facial recognition. Ooh. So the renters have to look into the phone, confirm they are the renter renting the car. It gets the picture, it confirms who they are, and then you can open the car.
So who's your typical punter? Because I mean, I've got a diesel car, and I'm unlucky enough to live in the new expanded ULEZ. So my car sits there. I use it about 7 times a year now. But who's your typical punter?
We've got a variety of customers who share their cars. So young professionals who have a car, then realise they're not using it very much. I mean, bearing in mind, most cars are only ever used 4% of the time. That's a lot of people to see that.
4%?
4% of the time. Most cars sit there simply gathering dust on our streets and driveways. So young professionals, we have younger families, babies in the back of the car tend to sort of make the car a little bit dirty, so they don't care about their car as much as you think they do. It's just an object that gets them from A to B, so they're happy to share to make extra money. Similarly, older families, teenagers, bigger cars, again, they sit there most of the time, do very little. They're also happy to share. So a whole collection of owners sharing their cars in cities around the UK.
And how does this work price-wise? Because presumably if if your neighbour's got a big fat Range Rover and you fancy whizzing out to your parents in that at the weekend, you're going to pay more than a clapped-out or banger down the road.
Well, the owners have complete control over everything, so they can set the price of the car, they can set how often the car is available.
Like Airbnb?
Just like Airbnb. They can set the duration, so some people prefer longer durations and set the minimum time you can use the car for 2 days or more. So you set the price. So I guess an average standard kind of hatchback would be about £40 a day. A Range Rover maybe up to 80 or even £100 a day. But again, it's up to the owners to set the price.
Now, what about when things go wrong? Because back to Airbnb, somebody flooded my bathroom. I had a nightmare trying to get a penny back. If somebody wraps my car around the lamppost, what happens?
Well, firstly, we want to prevent that as much as we can. So we use something called telematics in the driver. So it's like a Fitbit for drivers. We track how they drive, how fast they're going, accelerating, even when they're texting on their phone, and we give them pointers as to how to drive more safely. So that's prevention. If, however, the accident does happen, because it can happen, we've got a fully comprehensive insurance which covers the car, covers the renter, and covers all third-party liability. So that's on every single rental. We have a great partner in QBE who provide that insurance for us.
So you're saying you're telling people in real time to slow down, stop being so aggressive? That's a bit intrusive.
Well, it's not real time. We tell them after their journey, and I think it's helpful because, you might not know this, but if you're texting on your phone and you're caught with a camera or a policeman, it's an instant 6 points on your licence.
I would never do that.
So we're helping people to avoid problems before they become bigger problems. So we're trying to encourage them to drive safely, be aware of the speeds, be aware of the acceleration, be aware that you shouldn't really be using your phone, stick it in a glove box while you're driving.
I feel like I'm on Dragon's Den and I've just heard the most incredible business idea of my life. Unfortunately, I don't have any money to invest in it, but clearly you've already gone through this process from a business point of view, and there are obviously a few of these businesses out there. Yours is Karshare, but as we mentioned, Turo and Hire Car. Tell us about how that's gone with investors, and people have really been supportive of this idea.
Hugely supportive. I think everyone understands that today's society can't continue to consume as we have been in the past. So, producing cars that sit idle for 96% of their life seems an awful waste of resources. So that's the first thing. Others prefer now to move to, I'd rather access things and not have to own things. So the hassle of ownership, it's high cost. All the insurance, the servicing goes with it.
Trying to find a parking space in London.
Yeah.
Well, indeed. So, more people moving into cities, more flats going up. There's little space to park cars as it is. And congestion is really driven by many people who can't find spaces to park cars. So if we can help to reduce cars, that's a big benefit for society.
Well, I've got to say, Andy Hibbert from Karshare, great idea. And also, isn't it great to hear something that's pro-car? It's almost like everything we see now is anti-car, the war on the motorist. So you're encouraging more car usage in a responsible way. I think it's a great idea.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's Andy Hibbert, CEO and founder of Karshare. Have you ever used this at home? I'd love to know what your experience has been. I've been a user and a host on Airbnb, and I'm a big believer that that's revolutionary. It's been fascinating, but really fascinating when it comes to cars. I have to say, I'm one of those that falls into the bracket of not really caring about my car. Like Andy was describing, I've got footprints all over the back from kids and car seats kicking it. It's kind of just a functional vehicle.
I did a love home swap once with a Paris couple who came to my house. And we swapped houses and cars. It was really good.
Yeah.
I had their car for a week and it saved me the hassle of hiring it.
I can see in the future when they're building new, big blocks of flats or whatever, that a bunch of cars would come with the building and then end up sort of, you could just book a car for a day here, rather than lots of people having individual cars. I definitely see the world of car ownership is definitely bound to change in light of
That's
all
his
of the...
next business plan you just gave him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
a little freebie for you there. Keep your thoughts coming in. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a break. After that, we've got the very lovely Norman Baker and equally fabulous Emily Carver to take us through your Tuesday papers.